Welcome to Muscle Maintenance within Shape Fitness. I'm Kim Watkins and I'll be your trainer. Today is July 25th. We are doing a second moderate level maintenance routine for you this week, and we're focusing today specifically on balance. All right, we're using basically the same 6 moves that we started with at the beginning of the week, making the workout a little more challenging, but adding a focus, and a lot of it is going to be the focus you get from listening to my cues, so listen up really carefully. We're going to add a little bit of balance work. It's best if you don't do this workout in your shoes. You really want to use your bare feet unless you have orthopedic conditions. In terms of your feet, you have to use your judgment for that, but we are going to start with 2 warm-up moves and then proceed through our 2 sets of 6 exercises as usual, and take about 15 minutes to work out together. So let's get started. We're going to begin with a high knee march. All right, so before you start marching, make sure that your shoulders are back. Take a deep breath in through your nose and then exhale through your mouth. Really blow all of the air out of your body. Inhale again deeply. Make sure the shoulders are back, lining up your shoulders with your ears, and really focus on increasing the capacity of your lungs through the deep breath in through your nose and then exhaling through your mouth. All right, now you're going to march in place with a high knee. And I want it to be a very deliberate lift of your knee to about hip level or above, then pause for a fraction of a second, and then put your foot back down on the floor. 30 seconds, time starts now. Swing your arms forward and back. Remember, with the sort of derivative or baseline perfect posture, your hands actually the palms face out a bit. All right, don't turn your hands in. So really focus on perfect posture. You're lifting up your knees, pausing for a moment, then putting your foot back down on the floor. Make sure that your feet remain straight, and really focus on the foot that's on the floor. Remember, this is all about balance. You've got 5 more seconds. So you're going to really emphasize the work that the leg does on the floor that is not moving, even though you're going to move one leg. Okay, so now we're going to continue with the march, only add in a swim with your arms. I really want to warm up your body. We're going to do one sort of get your heart rate move up before we do a couple of balance exercises that relate to the work that we did earlier in the week. But really focus now on continuing that march, but swimming freestyle through your air, cupping your hands and pushing the air back behind you. All right, so you're warming up the back. Slow swim circles, right? You don't have to go super fast here. In fact, it's better to move slowly so that you can focus on the muscular contractions that are taking place. You don't want to go super fast. If you want to reverse directions for a couple more seconds, that's fine too. And we're going to do a walkout move. Let's do a walkout push-up just to get the heart rate up. And then we're going to do 3 single leg exercises standing, and then 1 single leg exercise on the floor. All right, so we're really packing it in here with stuff that forces you to work your left leg independent of your right leg and reverse or vice versa. So we're going to do the walkout push-up now for 30 seconds. Time starts now. That means you squat all the way down, put your hands on the floor, walk out to push-up position, do 1 push-up, and then stand all the way back up. All right, keep that going. You won't do more than, for sure, 3, but if you only do 2, that's all right as well. 10 more seconds. All right, keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now stand all the way up. Okay, now the first move, you're going to bring your feet heel to toe. Your arms extend out to the sides. Hopefully you do exercise routines with me on a regular basis, so you already know that this move is going to be the lighthouse move for balance. It's one of the baseline exercise moves we use for balance. I love it. I use it a lot. It's foot that's in the rear is going to absorb most of your body weight. You can even lift the front foot up off the floor a little bit if you're feeling kind of feisty and you want to see if you're able to balance on one leg. But then you turn your head all the way to the right and then all the way to the left. All right, that's all you're doing, turning your head for 30 seconds. We'll do the opposite foot in the rear the second go round. Okay, so don't even focus on the switching in the middle here. You're not going to do that. You're just moving your head slowly all the way to the right, gripping the floor with your toes, contracting all of the muscles in your leg, contracting the muscles in your glutes. That's the important stuff here. Really focus on those isometric contractions because that's what's going to help you develop and maintain good balance over time. All right, now the next move is called the forward reach. So what I want you to do is use the opposite leg. All right, so if your right foot was in the rear, let's start with the left leg stable, right leg moving. So with the forward reach, you stabilize your weight on the left leg in this case. You're gonna you're gonna extend the body down. The right leg extends back and up off the floor. The right hand extends down towards the floor. And then you pause when you switch directions. Again, you have to pause because you have to focus on the squeeze of that left glute to lift your body back up to your starting position. Let's do one more of those. All right, reaching down, same leg, left leg in this case was stable. Doesn't matter if it's not that leg, just remember which one you're doing, and we'll switch to the opposite leg the second time around. Pause at the bottom, and then as you lift back up, move as slowly as you can. All right, now start bunny hopping on both feet, landing lightly on the balls of your feet, just like we did the other day. But I want you now to lift up one leg, doesn't matter which one. All right, one leg. You're gonna hop for 10 seconds on one leg and then hop for 10 seconds on the other leg. So you're landing lightly on the balls of your feet, slight bend in the knee for shock absorption, and you have 5 more seconds on this leg. And now switch, 10 seconds, we're going more like 12 seconds on each of your legs, 10 more seconds on the second foot here. Focus on staying really stable in one spot, back straight, abs engaged. And now lie down on the floor. All right, I want you to lie down on the floor with the knee bend, feet on the floor, arms beside your body, hips up into the air. Okay, we're gonna do something called the Swiss hip extension. And with the Swiss hip extension, you're gonna focus on balancing your weight on your right leg. Don't shift it towards the middle. The right foot should still directly line up, vertically line up with your right knee, your right hip, all in line. Now your left knee is gonna come up and forward towards your body, up into the air, and then slowly tap your toes down on the floor with your left foot. All right, your time is going. Let's do 15 seconds with this leg, and then we'll switch and do 15 seconds with the other leg. And then we'll do one crunch, and then we're gonna go back to the beginning and repeat the set. All right, now gently put the left foot back on the floor, lift the right leg up into the air, and let's do the same thing for 15 seconds. Gently tap the toes down on the right leg and keep that going. Really focused here. Keep that hip up high on your left side, right? You're really focusing on the strength of your hip flexors, independent of one another. All right, now sit all the way up, but don't get up. You want your heels should be on the floor. Your hands should be on the floor, fingers facing forward, and you're gonna lean back. All right, you're gonna lean back to about 45 degrees, and now I want you to twist. This is a Russian twist. So you're twisting to the right, and if you can tap your fingers to the floor on the right-hand side, that means you've twisted enough. Then twist to the left, twist to the right, twist to the left. Keep that going for 30 seconds. You're about halfway through already, so you're already doing great. This is not the easiest for people that have back issues, so if you need to modify it, don't twist the entire way. You can also actually you can just lie down and do a regular crunch if you want to prevent any rotation through your trunk. Lots of people have issues with that. Up to you. Always remember that you have to keep and bear in mind your own ability levels and issues when you're exercising with us via audio program. All right, stand back up. We're going to go back to the beginning of the set and go very quickly now through the second set. All right, starting with walkout push-ups. Go ahead and get going. 30 seconds. So let's try to do 3 repetitions. Squat all the way down. Walk your hands out. 1 push-up. Walk your hands back. Stand all the way up. Pressing your feet into the floor, the heels into the floor. Contracting your glutes. Second time around. Squat all the way down. Walk out to push-up. Do 1 push-up. All right, you've got this. 1 more. And let's go back to the lighthouse. So we started, if you were following my cues, the right foot was in the rear for the first lighthouse. Your left foot should be in the rear here. Arms out to the sides and turn your head. 30 seconds. Really focus on the squeeze of your muscles in the butt, the abs. Move your head slowly. Remember, the equilibrium of your inner ear is discombobulated by the turning of your head. That forces you, inadvertently forces you, to grip the floor with your feet and to really contract the muscles in your legs and the little muscles that reside in the sides of your legs, in your ankles, in your feet. Those are the balance muscles, right? All right, forward reach now. So we're doing the opposite leg of the one you did before. It was the left leg from my audio cue, so you'd be at right leg stable, left leg moving. Either way, time starts now. Reaching down to the floor with your left hand, left leg extending straight back. And then pause, and then lift up with the squeeze of that glute like you've never squeezed before. Lifting your body as slowly as possible. The slower the better. That's why we're only going to do 1 more of these. And then we're going to move back into some hopping to finish up the floor work here. Last couple seconds. Now start bunny hopping. Okay, bunny hop for a couple seconds to get your bearings. You're landing lightly on the balls of your feet. You've got a slight bend in your knee for shark absorption, and you are going to start jumping on 1 leg now. All right, 15 seconds with the right leg. Remember, keep your foot, try to plant your foot in the same spot for each little mini jump, right? These are just little baby jumps. You're only coming up off the floor a couple of inches, if that. Go ahead and switch now. Left leg on the floor, right foot up in the air, focusing on the strength of your calves and independent exercises of your legs, right? You've got probably a strong right leg, because the majority of the people in the world are right-handed, and then a weaker left leg. We need to fix that. Lie down on the floor now. Let's go back to the Swiss hip extension. Knees bent, feet on the floor, hips up in the air, arms down beside your body. Left leg comes up off the floor, 15 seconds, tapping those toes. Swiss hip extension. All right, and everybody has this imbalance. The degree to which you cultivate the equilibrium between the 2 sides of your body will make a huge difference in your long-term approach to balance work. Go ahead and switch now. It's tough, we inadvertently just sort of take care of one side a little bit more because it's a bit weaker, and you have to fight that urge to ignore the imbalance, especially as you get older. All right, last exercise is that Russian twist, or pick a crunch, any crunch. Your 30 seconds is going. Let's finish up here with a really tight squeeze of those tummy muscles. Make sure your shoulders remain back. Make sure that you are breathing. You're inhaling through your nose. You exhale through your mouth. You've done a great job this week. Really simple stuff this week. We'll be back, of course, next week with another approach to gym-free fitness. And if in the meantime you want something else to fancy your tickle your tummy in terms of your exercise routines over the next few days, please go set up your free account at bodybyinshape.com. You've only got a couple more days before we start charging for membership fees, and that means that you'll still have access to various free options, but in order to get full access to InMotionWorkouts.com, you're going to need to be already an account user in order to get a little bit of free access to the full programming. But it's InMotionWorkouts.com, www.InMotionWorkouts.com, and set up a free account. If you have any questions or technological issues, let me know. I will be back again next week. Have a wonderful weekend.